Ladies and gentlemen, pull up a chair, tell your coitus partner that you're not free for the next couple of hours, because welcome to Unplugged with Wicked and Mando, with your host, Wicked, Virtue, and Untamed Mando. Tag it away, ladies!
What's up, everyone? How you doing this fine Sunday afternoon, evening? It's evening somewhere.
This evening. I don't know. It's afternoon and evening together. Sorry, I'll leave.
Evening.
Bye.
I mean, it is what it is. What's up, Hokies? We've got Rocky the Black Dragon. We've got my editor, and for those of you, we just recently uploaded a new video.
Yes,
about...
Americus made an Unplugged movie.
I mean, it was still pretty good. What's up, Kate?
No, it was good. It was good. I'm just teasing him. I have to.
What's up, Missouri? Waiting for the worms. If any of you saw the the movie, you'll know what this reference is for.
Movie. You sound like Austin Powers. The movie.
I'm sorry, my nose is still a little stuffy.
It's okay. It was cute.
Let's see. Did I miss anyone else? Oh, I see you in the chair. We got Gravy. No, it wasn't technical difficulties. Well, if you include, like, I've been sick this past week with sinuses, so yeah.
Look at
excuse you.
Look it. I can move my mic now. No, this is an amazing stand. Goodness gracious, and it lights up too, but you can't see that part.
Your call is very important to Mando. Please be patient. Your call will be answered by the next available representative. No, Hokies, not dumping it in the harbor. What's up, Tara Crystal?
What's up, Tara? Shout out. Tara got me this.
Yeah. And then Stream Elements, you better behave. I'm pretty sure Wicked is contractually obligated to give me crap.
Yeah, I get paid $20.
Yeah, I think that is all of the chat that has been greeted. So yes, I have my tea in my favorite mug.
I had to put a straw on it because I put lipstick on. I was like, shoot, can't drink my coffee. Betty Boop. Which I'm thinking about. What do you guys think? I'm thinking about doing a Betty Boop cosplay. You guys, quick side note, sorry, but on my stream yesterday, everybody showing love for my cosplays. Like Epic Mike giving me like the thumbs up that I do so well. Gave me like a new like some ideas. I put some new stuff on my wish list too, just to like kind of because I have some ideas. And Betty Boop was one of them. Let me know what you guys think. If that's a good idea. I think it'd be fun to do a cute little Betty Boop. Boop boop be doo. I love Betty Boop.
More cosplays. So yeah. I think so far it's a yes. Like do more cosplays.
And guess what Mike's favorite one was? Go ahead and guess. I think it might be your favorite. Yep. I was like, oh, thanks.
Yeah, Yennefer is still one of my favorite cosplays.
I'm not gonna get a bob haircut. I'll get I'll maybe get a wig.
Did Meek get his pick?
I don't know. He's okay. So Mando has been sick, so she missed the whole thing. So there's a strike happening, and I'm gonna go on a strike and not go on Camelot's channel for girls' night until. So he posted a video and said, if you retweet this, you'll get a pee-pee pic. And Mike retweeted it, and he did not get a pee-pee pic. So I messaged Camelot and was like, because Mike is like, I'm waiting for the pee-pee pic.
Well, also, I thought I responded on that tweet thinking that I like did the right song. No,
she's like, I didn't retweet it.
No, I just commented that I thought I knew the song, and I never got a retweet. But other people did, or not a retweet. I never got a follow back.
He's from Alabama. I'm sorry, he's a boy from Alabama. Is that better? Because
he'll probably do that next year.
No,
like, I remember.
No, he says that like all the time. He says like, "What's up, Don?" Like if he messes something up, he'll be like, "I'm from Alabama." Like he just that's his excuse for everything. Like
I get it. Like we do a lot of things wrong in Alabama, but not everything can be blamed on Alabama.
To answer your question, Hokies, no, we are still in negotiations. Epic Mike is officially and myself are on strike until Camelot sends him what he deserves. And Americus has found a new obsession. Epic Mike's ears. Because they're a mystery. You don't see him behind that front. He does have them, Mando. He proved it on my stream. He has ears.
Oh, see, that's something
Americus
I
wants to
always
find out.
assumed he was just a weirdo that didn't have ears.
Americus is on a mission to find out if they're prosthetics, and if they're prosthetics, he wants to steal them. And I don't want to know what he's going to do with them, but that's between Americus and himself.
Yes, just because my mother is still in Alabama doesn't. A lot of crazy weirdos in Alabama. That's why I'm not there anymore. I mean, it's great.
Camelot's there. That's all you need to know. And he'll agree. He'll be like, "Yeah, I'm here. Don't come here." He probably would say,
That's some good stuff. Like Gulf Shores is fun, and like Huntsville is fun, and Birmingham, you'll die if you go through, but
you'll die if you go through there. But if you duck, you might be okay. Just
well,
duck
in Birmingham, like the traffic. Here's the thing. Like if you go through Birmingham, they would rather you die than let you into a lane. Like if you're trying to cross over into a different lane, they will actively try and push you back and kill you.
Sounds like Florida. So something about Florida is that they're in such a rush when they're driving, right? But then if you're like behind them, I get road rage in the grocery store. I get foot rage because people will go. What's up, Randy? People will go so slow at the stores. Like I don't know why. But there's always one aisle that I need to go down that a family decides to have a freaking family reunion in the center of the aisle. And I'm like, move. I'm trying to get some bread. Like, it's crazy, but they're nuts when it comes to driving. Like, they will run you off the road, but like when they're walking, they're like, I'm going to go very slow. And I'm like, you know what? Speed it up. I'm not from New York City, but I think it's just a New York State thing in general. We hustle. So I'll be walking to the store and people stop and look at me like I'm the Flash or something. Like I'm just walking. I'm walking here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fast walker as well. Like my husband is one of the slow ones, and when we go grocery shopping, he's like, "Wait, slow down." I'm like, "I'm trying to get my groceries and get out of here. What are you doing?"
I do, Don. You're right.
I didn't come here to hang out.
Like, I'm not coming to have a party. Let me get my milk and go.
Right? I want my butter, my milk, and my cheese. Let me out.
Exactly.
Randy, are you excited for our trip next month?
Oh, you're gonna see Randy? Nice.
Yes, we're gonna hang out with a friend and go to Silver Dollar City if that's
cool.
still the thing. Because I mean, last time we hung out, apparently she didn't tell me she couldn't swim when we were going kayaking.
You get to the water and she's like, "Just so you know."
More or less, we were camping and also like we did kayaking, and she's like, "Don't you remember I told you I couldn't swim?" I'm like, "You didn't tell me you couldn't swim. What?"
Yeah, Azure, when I was in Boston, the hustle was similar to where I'm from. And I was like, all right, I appreciate you. Let's go. Hustle. Yeah, no, it was I think it's just a South thing, to be honest. But not Mando. It skipped her.
Well, technically, I come from
She's like, I'm tired of hearing it.
Randy, I've always said I barely ever tell that story anymore, besides summertime, because yeah. Let's see. I'd have said that we were on the water. Well, like I swim really well, and so I'm just like, I could save you. It's fine. But also, like her mom, like even though we've established her mom doesn't actively hate me, her mom does not think that I'm a good influence. So that trip did not help. Yes,
is it because you're loud, so she's scared?
No. No, because one time when we were going through Alabama, I got a ticket.
Okay, well, in mom logic, you are a felon. Makes sense. Yeah, gravy makes sense. And I'm being serious, like, because mom's like, they can't have their children in trouble at all. So they're just like, you know what? Mando, one time she stole a lollipop. Bad news, baby. I don't think she did. I don't think Mando stole a lollipop. But... Oh,
they don't like extroverts. Oh.
So it is because you're loud. No, that's part of it.
I'm a bad influence because I'm a loudmouth. I mean,
Mando's a rebel.
Yeah, I'm a bad person because I was going 90 and a 75.
She's a bad, the cartoon. I'm a bad pussycat. That's Mando. It's
also my very first ticket I ever got to. I was like, what? But yeah, Randy was in the car. So, of course, when her mom found out, she was like, what? And I was like, we were just chatting. There's a long straightaway of like 100 miles of nothing. And there was somebody who passed us.
Have you ever been, I've had friends that have done this, and I'm pretty sure I've done it at least one time. Have you ever been like, so just like, not out of it in a bad way where you're going to cause like an accident, but where you're just chilling, there's no cars around, and you stop at a stop sign and you stop there for like longer than you're supposed to. You're like, oh, this isn't a red light. Go. Have you ever done something like that? Like, not when there's cars behind you or anything, but that's another reason why, because you're like, okay, I'm just chilling. It's like on a side street, and you're like, oh, whoops. I've done it, and I've had friends that do it a lot.
Yeah, the new words on a roller coaster, because I mean, when you feel like that your soul is leaving your body because the roller coaster is going down.
I've been on the Velocicoaster, so I understand. I've been there. It was fun though. I liked it. I liked it.
I mean, I'll go back and stuff. It was just like
No, go ahead. You just were terrified.
Yes, I was terrified. We should. Lambert's on the way to. When
I go back to Universal the next time, which will be fairly soon, I don't know when, but I need to go on Hagrid's motorbike because it was down when I went.
Dude, it was so much fun. I
was so upset that it was down, and then the next day it was up, but I didn't have my express pass. I don't know if Hagrid's not have. I don't remember. I
think it does.
Yeah, when I was there, the Velocicoaster didn't. They have it now. There's an express pass for the Velocicoaster. So when I went for 2 days, but I only got the express pass for 1 day. And I'm going to use this day to do the major rides that have the long lines, and then my second day was going to be more chill. And I didn't feel like waiting 40 minutes for Hagrid's because I'm not like a Harry Potter person, but that's okay. I'm like, I'll come back another time, and I will this year. I'll go do it.
Randy, if someone's throwing a roll at my head, I'm going to catch it. So what they're talking about, Lambert's is a restaurant in Missouri near Silver Dollar City where they throw rolls at your head. Yes,
but poor
that is
Mando
what they are known for.
Roll. She can't eat the roll. That's not fair.
I know, right? I can't because of the gluten.
You waited 2 hours. So when I went on the Velocicoaster, I got lucky. I waited like a half hour. But I went in January, which is very much an off season. I guess it just it doesn't matter sometimes, but I'm glad that it has Express Pass now.
I mean, I don't think they'll just randomly throw it at your head. I think they might be like, or you might have to be like, hey, I need a roll, and they'll just throw it at you. I've not actually eaten there, so I'm not sure. I just know.
Hopefully it's not frozen.
Right? A frozen roll hit me in the head.
Just like the candy. Oh, God. Don't get me started on the candy again. I lost my mind when Mando told that story because I wasn't ready for it. And people were like, you're mean. She got hit in the head with candy and you're laughing. I'm like, but the way she told the story, she was so nonchalant. She was in my chat. If you guys are OGs from my gaming streams, you'll know. But she wasn't playing, but she was in my chat talking. And she's like, this reminds me, like, we were talking about parades because it was the when they throw coins, the Mario Kart level. Track where they throw coins. Mm-hmm. And she's just like, this reminds me of the time that I was at a Christmas parade and Santa threw a piece of candy and it hit me in the head. And me and H couldn't breathe. She was on the voice chat. We were laughing so hard. And Rhoda was like, wow, Wicked, you're mean. And man, I was like, it's fine, I'm laughing too. Like, yeah.
Oh, they'll roll.
She'll actually roll.
Oh man, that'll be fun. Yeah, if we do end up eating there, I'll be like, take pictures and be like, see, they do actually throw the rolls.
Do it. She'll take a picture and it'll be slow-mo.
Randy will for her, because my friend Randy is an artist and she does like sketches and stuff and stuff, and she'll just sketch me getting hit in the head. Yeah, this is what I'm gonna put on TikTok now. How many rolls hit the floor? I have no idea. Don't worry. I will film you getting it.
I would just be like, give me the roll. I'll catch it with my mouth.
They bring sides to the table too. Ooh. Huh. Yeah, we'll have to check that place out. All right. I guess we
Let's
should
get
at
into
least
some topics.
Yes.
Because I need to have a screen break when this is over because I'm going to be on Simpcast, which is going to be an experience. They just talk pop culture stuff. I've heard stuff about it, but I'm like, it's just a pop culture panel. Like, it's probably going to be a big Barbie discussion, and I got things to say about it. So.
Well, since we're talking about Barbie, do we want to start out with Barbie? Or
yeah, speaking of Barbie, yeah, pull it up. Pull it up. Let me know if at any moment you need me to take over because I know you're getting over being sick. So if you need me to take over any articles, let me know.
I think I should be good with at least the first one. The second one, we might just do alternating.
Yeah, and also if you need to skip through, don't, you know what I mean? Because sometimes there's filler in the articles.
I get to use pink font again. Yay! Okay, Barbie's unexpected villain twist explained. Why it happened and what comes next. Ooh, I didn't realize Barbie was a villain. Greta Gerwig's Barbie defies expectations, but a villain twist halfway through the movie subverts the plot and offers an unexpected ending. I love that. Ryan Gosling looks so funny.
He was really funny. He definitely stole the show.
Warning, this article contains spoilers about the Barbie movie. I'm still going to see it. Etu, hello.
Yeah, so warning for everyone, there's going to be some spoilers in this article.
Oh my god, we're going to have our expectations subverted.
Yeah, I, for one, thought that this was going to be an Oscar-worthy performance, film of the year, because it's Barbie. I'm joking, by the way. So, okay.
Let's see, I've noticed men reviewing Barbie really hate the feminist messaging, while women see the fun set design and costumes as a plus.
Yeah, because Tara, can you imagine? Just imagine that this Barbie movie was actually made for girls. What? So grown men. It wasn't supposed to they were supposed to feel like represented. They thought that it was for them, and I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry that it wasn't. I'm sorry.
Oh my god!
I'm feeling sassy this week because I've seen way too many just like silly tweets and stuff, and I'm just like, it's a movie about a doll. That's it. Don gets it.
Wicked just said better than the Barbie supposedly does. All right, for a movie that subverts expectations at every turn. Basically, it's a Barbie show movie. It's anyway. Greta, whatever that last name is, Barbie surprises fans. Gerwigs. See, Cajun says Tugs wanted a refund. Interesting. Surprises fans by revealing its villain twist halfway through the movie, leading to a massive plot change-up and an unexpected ending. Gerwig's satirical romp opens with Barbie
Margot Robbie. I got you.
Margot Robbie.
Don't you say Thornburg, Americus. Don't confuse poor Mando. She was sick.
Traveling to the real world to find out why she doesn't feel quite right in the pink plastered utopia of Barbie Land. Her kin, Ryan Gosling, faithfully following her to find the human who might be causing the problem. The real world proves to be quite a shock for the dolls, particularly because it mostly caters to men, whereas Barbie Land is a mecca of female empowerment and accomplishment. What?
How dare you? That's what Americans wanted me to say it. I know he did.
How dare you?
How dare you? That's everybody watching the Barbie movie right now.
Ken finds the patriarchal structure of the... I can't say... structure of the real world fascinating, and while he's essentially about as qualified to beach there as he is in Barbie Land, he's treated quite a bit better by complete strangers there than by any of the other characters in Barbie. When Barbie gets kidnapped by Mattel personnel, Ken heads back to Barbie Land with a new ideological perspective and a passion for spreading the patriarchy to Kens everywhere. What happens next leads to a villain twist that completely changes the second half of the film, while also leading to some of its most profound and touching messages.
No, Ken is the hero we all wanted. All right, he was the hero of this movie, and I'm sticking to it.
Seen plenty of movies targeted to girls, but didn't insult the audience with politics or ideas. I mean,
yeah, but there's real quick what I'm going to touch on with this, because I've been like in group chats with lots of women who were talking about this. The way this, especially in Barbie Land, I wish they would have kept it just in Barbie Land, kind of like Legoland, and let it be just like a silly, just Barbie Land. Doing the real world stuff is what was pushing the message and ruined it. But I still think there was plenty of funny moments in it, and there's a lot of women that agree with that. There's only, to be honest, there's only a handful of women that are like, that didn't like it, and it's fine. Everyone's opinion is valid. I totally understand. I seen things in a couple. There was eye rolls, but there was a few funny parts that made me giggle. I was like, okay. And then I'm like, the thing that I'm pushing is this is a Barbie movie. I understand people are upset, but like, of course, there's going to be feminism in it. Barbie's a feminist icon. I mean, you could do feminism right and you could do it wrong. And unfortunately, especially these days, it is done wrong, because it shouldn't be about pushing men down. It should be about equality. That's what it's supposed to be. So yeah, I get it. But like, if they would have kept it in Barbie Land, it would have been funny. Like, they had it. The premise is a little girl playing with Barbies. Like, when she comes off the roof, she just floats off the roof. She doesn't walk off the roof, because like when little girls are playing with Barbies, and the whole Ken thing, it's again from a little girl's point of view. The little girls, when I was a little girl, I had one Ken and I had like 10 Barbies. Ken he solely existed to be Barbie's boyfriend, and that's just how it was for little girls. That's how it was. And I've had this chat with plenty of women my age, and we're talking about this, right? It doesn't make it okay. They could have changed it. I would have preferred it if they were more equal and they were like in love, because they're not like in love with it. But it's not so far fetched that he's obsessed with Barbie, because Ken was created to be Barbie's boyfriend. That's just toy history. So in Barbie Land, there was people going crazy, like they make Ken homeless, and they're all mad about it. But I'm like, again, look at this from a little girl's point of view, because that's what it's supposed to be. They don't have Ken sleeping in the Barbie dream house with Barbie, because little girls aren't thinking like that. You know what I mean? Like, there's even a funny scene where he goes, "Can I stay the night?" And she's like, "Why?" And not like in a mean way. She's like, "Why?" And he's like, "Because we're boyfriend, girlfriend." And that sounds like a little girl would say that. And she's like, "Well, what do we do?" And he's like, "I don't know." Like, because little kids, it's a little kid train of thought, like, and then he just like goes off, because little girls in the real world just like toss Ken in the toy bin and Barbie sleeping in her little bed. And that's the thing. And people didn't think about it like that, especially not men, because they didn't play with Barbies. So it's not that I'm defending it, but like in that sense, when they were in Barbie Land, it's what makes sense, because it's just how it works. The real world stuff, in my opinion, is what ruined it. But there were some funny moments, like when they all start throwing up because she is flat footed. And like the one Ken is like, "Oh, gag," and she's like, "Ken, stop." And he's like, "I got upset," because they're just like, they think it's disgusting. And the weird Barbie, I thought that was hilarious, that she's forever in a split and like has cut hair because some little girl cut her hair and drew on her face with a marker and just like jacked her up. That was so.
That would be my little sister's Barbies.
Yeah, and then like in the group chat, I mean, we started talking about like little sisters and little brothers that like ruined our Barbie dolls and ripped their heads off and stuff. And it's just because that's what little kids do. That was the whole point of this. And that's another reason why putting the messages in was stupid. Exactly, Randy. And that's the point that I'm getting at. I'm just like, I understand people have their opinions on it, but people that are like, just like really mad about it, it's like, take a step back. Barbie's a doll. It's a children's toy. It wasn't going to be an Oscar-worthy film of the year, film of the century. Even if they took the messaging out, it would have just been an okay movie, like with silly little things in it. People are dissecting it and making things out of it that aren't really there. Again, I didn't give it a high score. I didn't think it was a fantastic movie, but it's a Barbie movie. I'm probably going to say that like 30 more times before this month's over. It's a Barbie movie. It's a Barbie.
But Americus does bring up a serious question.
Yeah, Americus, I do. So after talking with girls, right? So when I saw, we'll go back. When I saw the trailer to this, I was pretty hyped. I was like, this is going to be a silly, stupid girl movie. It's made for girls. 100% this is made for girls my age, like Gen X, millennials, tweens, like just girls, right? It's a Barbie movie. Like guys can like, Epic Mike even admitted there were some pretty funny parts. He gave it a D+, but he was like, he laughed. There were some funny moments. So, but every girl I've talked to, besides a handful of them, like it wasn't great. This movie wasn't fantastic by any means, but I don't understand what the problem is, like why people are so mad about it. Because we look at it as if we're little girls again. but it's the real world stuff. I'll say again that messes it up. But yeah, because there's some people saying some crazy stuff. Like I don't want to get into stuff, but like in the beginning, which they show this in the trailer, they're talking about toy history, right? And they show a bunch of little girls with little baby dolls. Like from the dawn of time, there's been dolls, and little girls have dolls, but it was always a baby doll. And then they show Barbie, and it's like dun 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 dun. Little girls are like, and to a little girl, I can only imagine when Barbie first dropped, like, oh, I could dress her up, I could make her pretty, I could make her whatever I want to make her. And that was the whole feminist thing. Like Barbie can be whatever you want Barbie to be. And that's kind of what they do in the movie too. Whatever you want Barbie to be. So they're chucking their dolls, and people took that as them. You could take it as how you want, but I just really thought this was kind of a stretch. They took it as them trying to tell little girls to yeet their babies in a bad way. And I'm like, I didn't get that message. I got it as, well, we finally don't have to just play with baby dolls. We have a Barbie. I really don't think they went that deep with the messaging, and that was my thing. I don't think they thought that deep into the messaging. I'm not coming at anyone that thought that, but like, as a little girl, I watched my nieces grow up and they loved their baby dolls. But after they hit like age 5 or something, they were so into the Barbies. Like they loved dressing them up, changing their hair, cutting their hair, and wanting to grow back. Like stuff like that. It just, I looked at this solely as just some silly movie that was made for kids. But I was telling Mando before I start, See America says it too. Like it's toy history, and that is strictly just toy history. That little girls had baby dolls, and then Barbie came, and they were like, oh, that's like boys having those little like plastic toy soldiers, and then GI Joe comes. Well, that also, too, like, Dawn, the movie. Dawn's seen the movie. I didn't think that it was anti-motherhood. And as a mom myself, looking at it, there was nothing anti-motherhood about it.
And the thing to understand that unless you're a parent or somebody who has babysat a lot of kids, I've babysat a lot of kids, little kids, if they're done with a toy, they don't just gently set it down. They go yeet
through the window, broken vase.
Right?
Not even joking, it'll happen. I have been hit in the head with toys numerous times because I worked at a daycare. I have a lot of kids, like Mando knows that she's like, got a black eye once from Barbie. It's
like, and so like if I haven't seen the movie, but like if I saw that, I'd be like, yeah, that's pretty accurate. If you say, hey, little girl or little kid, here's a new toy, they're gonna look at the toy in their hands and they're gonna go, bye.
But yeah, Dawn's right. Like the anti-motherhood thing. There's a mother and daughter in it. And there's nothing wrong with it. They kind of push it. No, you're fine. It wasn't a great movie. I think everyone's opinions are valid, but I just think some of the stuff was a bit of a stretch when it's just like, guys, it's just a Barbie movie. It's really not that serious. But yeah, but still, they were just being dramatic with it. It wasn't because of that. As a girl that liked Barbies and baby dolls and I've seen a lot of little girls that go from the baby dolls to the Barbie. That's not what it is. And they even talk about, like, at the end, she says, like, can you make an ordinary Barbie? Like, she could be a mom, or if she doesn't want to be a mom, she doesn't have to be a mom. Like, she's just ordinary Barbie. She's whatever she wants. Like, they do that. They put so that. But another thing they were saying was something about the mom and the daughter dynamic in it, because like the daughter's like mean to the mom, and it's like, I think this was mostly maybe men saying this, and it's like, listen, once you hit middle school, you kind of like, mom, stop, I want to be with my friends. That is just normal. I was like that. Every little girl's like that, and boys are probably like that too. I don't know, maybe because maybe boys are more mama's boys, but they want to go hang out with their friends. They want to do their thing, and that's what happens with this little girl in it. And it's like they make it like all sad because they show the mom and daughter playing with Barbies, like she's reminiscing with her little girl, and then it goes like as she gets older, like, mom, stop. That is 100% real life. And then they end up bonding again, and so it's like that's not anti-motherhood. Every little girl goes through that phase. It's called puberty. Mando giggles, but yeah, it's for boys and girls. Some of the stuff was just a bit of a stretch. It's just a Barbie movie. Of course, there's been messaging in movies forever. And it's just a fact. It's just how it is. I just think some things were just a little, and if you didn't like it, that's fine. I didn't think it was great. I'm just defending certain parts. Like, I giggled a few times in it, and I thought there was some funny stuff. Ryan Gosling was really good in this. I really enjoyed Ryan's performance in this, even though, he was just Ken, but it just got a little too read. People read into it a little bit too much. And it's just like, you go in there, you're like, you know what? I didn't really like that. Cool, that's fine, but like, some of the stuff is just a little weird. And I just disagree with some of it, but I do 100% agree with that. There's the messaging in it. There's feminism in it, but feminism exists. That's not, and the fact that in the movie, though, this is something that's always going to bug me because we're never going to get a straight answer about it. They push very hard that the real world is run by men and it's like not as good or whatever because it's run by men, right? Barbie Land's perfect. It's ran by women. But then why, spoiler alert, nobody cares, but I'm just going to be nice and say it in case somebody cares. She decides she wants to go live in the real world that's run by men. So like, what's the message there? That the world is better ran by men, or like that's where people are like getting confused. I really do think that this was supposed to be more satire, but they just didn't do it that well. And because there's so much wokeness that happens and stuff that when you try to do something kind of satire like that, it gets lost on people. So I understand that because there's too much. And I told Mando before the stream started, nowadays in certain climates, like if Barbie was made 10 years ago, I don't think anybody would blink an eye about it. They might just be like, oh, that was kind of dumb, but whatever, it's for kids, is what they would say, right? Legally Blonde, people loved that movie. If that came out now, people would say that it was feminist garbage because it was like the privileged white male that was paid into college and, he was like a womanizer. And like, if you've seen the movie, you got to think about it. It's just the times now. And it's sad that it's like that, but it's not really like our faults for thinking like that because there are garbage movies that come out and do nothing but push messages. We've seen IPs like Star Wars ruined in the name of freaking wokeism. So it's not, I'm not coming at anybody. I totally understand why people are being like that. But to me, I'm just like, this is just a Barbie movie. Mm-hmm. It's just a Barbie movie. Like, that's, yeah, that's me. I need a Barbie of me just like,
So Ken is the surprise villain of the Barbie movie.
That's the hero we all needed. I'm sticking to it.
That sounds like actually one time my sister and I were playing Barbies and Ken became the supervillain in our little world.
They created the movie Blame Mando. No, I'm
sorry. Wait, I need to call my sister and be like, hey, did you sell them the script that we did when you were 5 and I was 8?
But we were talking about that actually in what's up, Miss Martin Muses? In a chat, and I had talked about how weird we were. Like we would talk about weird things that we did with Barbies, and I liked my Posh and my Posh Spice and my Jasmine Barbie at this moment that I'm talking about. Those were my favorite Barbies. And I had my boy cousin who was my best friend, and I'd like play dolls with me, and the boys would be like, "No, Ken's gay." You know what I mean? He would never play with Ken. So poor Ken, man. Justice for Ken. Us little girls were not nice to Ken. But he played with his Hulk Hogan. And he would always have to rescue Posh and Jasmine from The Undertaker. Kids are weird. That's what we did. But yeah, but he didn't want to be Ken because, yeah. So, I mean, for real, though, justice for Ken. I feel bad now. Little girls, like I said, we don't. We all agreed that we all had like 10 Barbies and one Ken. And he solely existed to like marry one of the Barbies.
Bro, like I had Transformers and stuff, and we'd play games where my Transformers would play with the Barbies. It was just, yeah, it was Toy Story all over again.
I said that one of the girls in the chat said that her sister removed her Barbie's head and like dangled it from something, and I was like, "Was your sister Sid?"
Ooh. Just when fans think that the Mattel CEO is going to be the villain of the Barbie movie, it turns out to be Ken. After traveling to the real world with Barbie and discovering that it's a patriarchy that caters almost exclusively to men, he vows to return to Barbie Land and introduce the rest of the Kens to its principles. Eventually, he completely overruns Barbie Land's female-led system of government and resource allocate. Oh my
Mattel, yeah, just let her have this, Americas. It's okay, can't read
it. Resource allocation to favor the Kens, turning all the Barbies from presidents, journalists, and astronauts to airheads with no other purpose or function other than serving the needs of all the Kens. I mean, technically, that's kind of what
that scene I loved. I don't care what anyone says. They did a Grease Lightning scene, and I was like. Ryan Gosling, I think people can agree that even if they didn't like this movie, that Ryan Gosling was good in it. Like But Don said it earlier that the actors did a good job, but it was they missed the mark. I said that in my review. My review I thought was very fair. I talked about what I didn't like about it, but I also talked about points that I did like. So
Ken's villain turn, well, shocking, not really, isn't exactly unprecedented. According to the narrator at the beginning of the film, Barbie had a good day every day, but Ken only ever had a good day if Barbie looked at him, creating an imbalance of power. Ken grew increasingly resentful of having to compete for Barbie's attention, not just because of other Kens, but because Barbie never needed him for anything and was perfectly self-sufficient. The real world showed Ken that he could have his needs catered to for no other reason than because he was a man. And he sought to show Barbie how it felt to be relegated to an accessory. I mean,
as I said, the real world stuff was kind of annoying, but that was like 5 minutes, that part, because like they go to the real world and then Ken sees all the stuff, he finds books, and this is where I feel like a satire. He literally is grabbing books about patriarchy and he's excited because of horses. He thought that it had a lot more to do with horses. He even says that like in the movie, like, I'm going to be honest. Once I found out horses weren't that big of a part of it, I kind of checked out. Like, I forgot how he words it, but I didn't care about it that much anymore. When like, and there's a scene where all the Kens go up, like the Barbies are like forming like a group of like going against them, and the Kens go up and they go like they're riding a horse. And it's like, this is like a little girl playing with them.
yes.
Her brother busted in and took over the Barbie's world. Okay.
Yep. I mean,
America's. I can't. Don't ask. He saw like a book with a horse on it, I think, and he's like, and he saw, okay, so he saw a book with like a horse on it. He saw like the police officers that are like on horses. He's like, ooh, oh, like he just got really excited about it because he's like, these men are wearing horses, like riding horses, and he sees like the men in gyms like fist bumping, and he's just like, he's just like, oh my god, like this bro love is great. They have horses. This is awesome.
You put about as much thought into it as a 5-year-old girl would.
Who would have thought?
I think of all the reviews I heard from the ladies, all of us said it could have been a really good movie. Mind you, the reviews range from 3 to 7.
Yeah, you're right. They could have, and I said that like they missed the mark. It could have when you watch this, you could see how great it could have been. If they
I feel like there's so many things coming out recently that's like, oh, you're so close, but
you just missed it. Yeah, exactly. Like, exactly, Americus. That's what I'm saying. Like, some girl's little brother busted in and messed up Barbie Land. That's what it seems like happened. And people were mad about that, but because it went over their heads that this is supposed to be kids, like it's kids playing with Barbies. And I know that they sat there and probably watched a group of kids like playing with Barbies, and some of the storyline probably was literal like what kids did playing with the Barbies. I mean, that would be the smart thing to do since they went this route. It was like a Gundam sound thing. They like, and it was really funny. They were making the noise, and it was funny. Ken stuff was great. I loved Ryan Gosling in this. But yeah, Don, you're right. Like I gave it a 6, and that was only because of certain funny parts and because of Ryan Gosling. If Ryan Gosling wouldn't have been in this, if those certain little funny parts wouldn't have been in it, I would have been like, oh god, it was terrible. But I went into it thinking it was going to be worse than it even was, because everybody, which to be fair was a lot of grown men. And it just, I think that was a satire of it, like making it PG-13 is like yeah, it was supposed to be like girls playing by Americus, like playing with them, but they had little jokes in there and probably had to make it PG-13. Like as a little girl, some of the jokes would have went like over my head, but because she says like, I don't have a vagina and he doesn't have a penis. That line alone could have been why it was PG-13. Like it wasn't that bad, but I granted, Americus is going to find a horse now.
I must find the horse.
But like I said, my mom took me to see There's Something About Mary in theaters when I was little. But to her defense, her friend told her it was fine for me to see, but I was a kid and it was not. Her mom reflexes went hard with the zipper scene. I didn't see a thing. She just knew what was about to happen. Was like, whoa, and covered, and I was like, what? What's happening? So a lot of those jokes were lost on me as a kid, though. Like I rewatched it as an adult and I was like, oh shoot, this is funny. But I probably shouldn't have been in the theater watching it when I was in the single digits. But
I mean, there was lots of things that I watched when I was in the single digits that I think about now, and I'm like,
yeah,
where was the adult supervision?
my mom let me watch Pretty Woman when I was a kid.
Same.
And I loved it. But I'm a prostitute. I didn't know that. I really didn't know that, though. I didn't know the concept of it all, which is why it's like, okay, certain movies are just gonna go right over the kid's head. Brett Favre, or they couldn't say his name in the movie. Yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, I just think this movie was people dived into it a bit too much. Yeah, the messaging was there, but messaging is everywhere in movies. Like you can't really escape it. And if there's gonna be a movie that has feminism in it, is it really that insane to think that a Barbie feminist icon movie was the one that had it? Is that what you watched? Listen, my poor brother, he was like 5. I wasn't born yet. No, younger than that. I wasn't born yet. But my dad, I guess, thought it would be funny. Nightmare on Elm Street, when Johnny Depp dies, when he gets sucked in the bed and the blood squirts out, he goes, "Oh, hey, look at this." And had my brother see that when he was little. I'm like, dang, scarred for life. So, what our parent, like the boomer / Gen Z parents, or sorry, Gen X parents, they really didn't shelter us. So that's why we're like, I'm not very because they said the word penis. I don't think I had a 6-year-old girl sitting next to me, and certain jokes that might have been lost on her, but like the silly stuff that you could tell was meant for the kids, she giggled at, and I was like, good for you.
Very nice.
And it's funny because I see people like sharing pictures of like, this is who likes Barbie, and it's all like radical left looking people, but that's in like New York and California. I'm in Florida. I saw a couple that looked normal. There was a family with 6, 7, 8-year-old, just normal people. There was like some teenage girls that were like in a group that getting ready to go into the showing, but like after me. So it depends on where you are. Like when you're in like New York and California, you see those weirdos going into every movie because it's New York and California. And one thing, I saw a little girl, I don't know how old she was, but she was young, and she had this really cute like pink dress that said Barbie and the Barbie logo all over it, and she had pink popcorn, and I was like, aw. So it's not, I don't know, it's not as crazy as some people are saying.
I think there's a happy medium in all of this. Am I gonna probably see the Barbie movie? Probably, because for some odd reason, even though I was not really big into Barbies, like I was more of the tomboy, but my sister would like make me play Barbies with her all the time. And so like I saw all of the Barbie movies. I had so many Barbies. And so I'm just like, I'll probably watch it because I watched most of the Barbie movies growing up, and it just makes sense. I'll, see how it is. I mean, I watched the Barbie what was it, Christmas special, the Nutcracker, also. That was actually a really good one, if any of you are
I think I've seen that one. So I actually, because the Barbie cartoons came out like past kind of like when I was a little too old for them, but I've seen some of them because of my niece. And some of them are cute. And the Nutcracker one, yeah.
That one was, I think I'd probably still watch it to this day. It was a pretty good animated movie. So yeah, that's Barbie. Ain't a Barbie girl in a Barbie world.
Yes. Mando is just an Alabama girl in an Alabama world.
Yeah.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, roll. I'm out of tea now, man. Who thought I'd be drinking tea? Pfft, not me. All right, so do we want to do the let's see, the Warner Brothers rumor, or do we want to do House of the Dragon rumor?
Let's do House of Dragon.
House of Dragon. What's up, Ian? I'm not sure the Barbie movie will be the cultural wrecking ball.
What gave it away, Ian? Is it because it's, I don't know, a Barbie movie and not some just like epic? It's because it's Barbie. It's because it's Barbie, Ian.
Hello,
stop.
smile.
I'm just kidding. I agree with you, Ian. That's what I'm saying. Like, I understand. Like, people's opinions are valid, but at the end of the day, I'm like, take a shot every time I say it's Barbie. a children's toy. Like I had a friend who didn't see it, and he was a guy, and I was talking about like a lot of these grown men just like mad about it. Like I'm not gonna see it. I this, I that, and they're all mad about
Hi,
it,
Zach.
right?
How you
What's
doing?
up? And they're all mad about it, and he's like, "Oh, so these grown men are upset. They're not gonna go watch a little girl Barbie movie." Like I forgot how you put it, and I was like, "Yes." Like, I even said that in my review. I'm like, this isn't a movie for the people that are complaining the most. Like, yes, there's some women that are complaining, but when I see like grown men complaining, I'm like, well, not really. You weren't really the target audience. I'm sorry to tell you that.
Yeah, it's one of those things. And thank you, Smile. My voice is for the most part back.
What's up, Smile?
It's a movie about Barbie. Barbie was a toy for little girls that like they dressed it up to be anything they wanted it to be. And so when you go based on that premise alone, of course they're gonna turn it into whatever, craziness, because
even
it's
if
Barbie.
they removed the messaging, it would have just been okay, whatever. I would have maybe bumped it up more, gave it a 7 or an 8 out of 10 if they would have removed probably like a 7 out of 10 if they removed the messaging. If they would have done different, like what Lego Movie did, and just made it a silly, campy, they could have added a nice message. There was one moment that I think at least every female that I know of, I don't know, agreed on that was really just sweet. It was a random moment, but it was very sweet. There's an older woman sitting at a bus stop, and Barbie sits there. She's all like sad, like she's finding out. Like I think this was after some Gen Z girl called her a fascist. Yeah. She sits down next to her, and she looks over at the old lady, and she's like, "You're beautiful." And she's like, "Don't I know it?" Like something cute like that, or like, "I know it." Like, and they just like giggle, and it's just like the scene, and then just like a silence for a minute, and it was just, I think every woman agreed that was like a cute little moment that was nice to see in the movie, that she just like, "You're beautiful," like to this old, like really old lady. Yeah.
We need Netflix Mando to fill in until Mando's voice is back all the way. That'd be nice. I will see when a couple of male friends think when they went to.
Okay. She's like, just so you know, they didn't buy them. Yeah, see, Don said that scene was awesome. Wasn't it cute, Don? That was like a pleasant little, especially after the whole like that they started with the whole like men shoving that stuff down your throat, and then there was that cute little scene. I was like, all right, refresher.
Right, and yeah, I'm not expecting the Barbie movie to like bust box office and to be the next huge hit. I'm expecting.
I'm expecting.
What's up, Netflix Mando? I'm expecting it to just be like, oh, it's a fun little Barbie movie. Of course, there's going to be some political bullshit in there, but that's the world we live in. That's the world we live in. It sucks.
It sucks.
All right, now time for House of the Dragon. Woo!
Let's do it.
House of the Dragon Season 2 gets filming update from Game of Thrones creator George R.R. Martin, who still What language was that? I don't know, Randy. I have no idea. From creator George R.R. Martin. Will he ever finish his books? Wow, Amanda, you said the S word. Reading that now. I mean, it's doing well for its first week. Too bad Oppenheimer also opened this weekend.
I feel like they might have possibly done that on purpose. And here's my theory on that. Because not that only men like Oppenheimer, but if a man's going to a movie and there's Barbie and there's Oppenheimer, especially if he's not like on a date or something, he's going to go see Oppenheimer. I know plenty of women. I want to see it. I'm going to go see Oppenheimer. I want to see it. I just wanted to see Barbie first so I can get a review out, and because I feel like as a woman it was my job. No, but no, I want to see Oppenheimer. So I think that was kind of smart, because it's gonna, or like see like two friends go, right, a guy and a girl, and she's like, I want to see Barbie. It's like, I'd rather see Oppenheimer. It's like, all right, see you when the movie's over, and they go their separate ways. They go see their movies. You know what I mean? So, and I think that next week Oppenheimer is also gonna do well, because everybody that went this week to see Barbie, like me, I don't know if I'm going to be able to see it next week, but they're going to go see Oppenheimer. Like all the girls, not the young girls, but like maybe girls my age and a bit older that went to go see Barbie, they're going to go see Oppenheimer next week or the following week. So I think Oppenheimer, I read that, and this was before it came out, for like the end results for last night, Saturday night. 33 million on opening night. Oppenheimer did. If someone in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what I read. I had pulled up an article yesterday, and yeah. See, Don says she'll see Oppenheimer next weekend. So I think that was smart because they made a decent amount, considering they were going against like. Nina made a really good point about this, that the marketing and everything for Barbie just pulled women in, and it shows that we want rom-com, silly, campy, girly movies. Like there's still a demand for that. And that's the one thing that this Barbie movie has now shown. So we showed up in droves to go see this movie. So if we get something good, just imagine how much money something that is like great will be, you know? So yeah, I think Oppenheimer's going to do great next weekend too.
Barbie
makes sense. Trying to find tickets available was tough for Barbie or for yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. So Game of Thrones actor or author.
My eyes are getting all dry. Sorry, contacts.
Oh, you're good. George R. R. Martin officially announces a major film update for HBO's House of Dragon season 2 amid the strikes. Oh my! But yeah, I agree with the chat that Martin is like, oh, another reason not to finish my books.
Sorry, let me go tell my blog that I'm still working on my book.
let me take a second. I'm like, oh wait, the book is still coming out soon. I
promise.
Mm-hmm. You know, just 15 years later or however much long it's been. I still refuse. I'm not going to read Game of Thrones until he finishes the books, which will probably mean never.
Mando's on strike.
Yup. I'm on a strike for unfinished works. Do you want to read this one?
Yeah, I gotcha. All right. Game of Thrones creator. Wait, did you already read that part?
Nope.
Oh, you didn't. Okay, sorry. My bad.
No, you're good.
Game of Thrones creator George R. R. Martin has an important update about House of Dragons. Thanks for that. That's just, I feel like people get so mad about that because you got an update, not about the book. House of Dragon follows the struggle between the Greens, who stand behind Aegon Targaryen, and the Blacks. Really, that's their name. Okay, who support Rhaenyra? What's her name? Targaryen. I don't know the name. I haven't seen the show yet. I want to watch it. I've heard that it's good. I'll get to it eventually. Tensions escalated following Lucerys' death, and two sides will seemingly wage a brutal total war in season 2. Despite the ongoing WGA and SAG-AFTRA strike, House of the Dragon production has continued, really unimpeded, with a summer 2024 preview target. I wonder where they're recording. Like, you know, because just quick side note here. Rhaenyra, is that it?
Rhaenyra?
So the new Alien show, which I know they were making an Alien movie, but there's a show, they're recording it in Thailand, and most of the actors are probably going to be from Thailand, so they're still recording. So the strike, they're going to work their ways around it, but big projects like Deadpool 3, it's not going to work because what's up, Ark? It's not going to work because like people like Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, they're a part of the union. So no matter where they are, I think they can't work, but they can work their way around certain productions depending on where they're filming. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm surprised to hear this because you'd think that because they had some bigger names, at least B levels, whatever people on here. What did you say, Mando?
No, I'm probably not going to say it right. Rhaenyra.
Okay. What's up, Trey? So in a recent post on his Rhoda, I'm busy. In a recent post on his Not a Blog, that's what he freaking calls it. Oh,
that's what he calls it. Yes, that's what he calls his blog.
Not a book either, George. Martin announced that production for House of Dragon season 2 is halfway through and progressing well. The Game of Thrones creator also explains why the spinoff is able to film despite the strike shutting down most Hollywood productions. He says the writing was already completed before the writer's strike began in May, while the actors are members of Equity. Oh, okay. What is that? Equity, as opposed to SAG-AFTRA. What's Equity? We're gonna look that. I'll look it up in a minute. meaning that they do not need to abide by strike terms. As Martin emphasized, Equity has offered full support for the American strikers, but it cannot legally offer sympathy strikes due to UK law. Check out his quote below. Okay. That's a big quote. One of the few, I was expecting some little sentence. One of the few shows till shooting is House of Dragon. As you may have read, that's true. I am told the second season is half done. All of the scripts have been finished months before the WGA strike began. No writing has been done since, to the best of my knowledge. HOTD is shot mostly in London and a little bit in Wales, Spain, and various other locations. Okay, so they don't shoot that in America, which is why filming has continued. The actors are members of the British Union. Are they all British? Equity, not SAG-AFTRA. And though Equity strongly supports their American cousins, they have a big rally planned to show the support. British law forbids them from staging a sympathy strike. If they walk, then they have no protection against being fired for breach of contract or even sued. Honestly, I was shocked to hear that. One of the two major UK political parties, Labour, has its roots in the trade union movement. How in the world could they have allowed such anti-labor regulations to be enacted? Seems to me that Labour Party really needs to do a better job of protecting the right to strike. As for me personally, my overall deal with HBO was suspended on June 1st. Bye, Dawn. I still have plenty to do, of course, and that I am one of the lucky ones. These strikes are not really about name writers or producers or showrunners, most of whom are fine. We're striking for the entry-level writers and story editors, the students hoping to break in, the actor who has 4 lines, the guy working his first staff job who dreams of creating his own show one day, as I did back in the 80s. I like that. I like that he said that because I am sick of these net worth 50 million freaking actors like what's his face putting on his poor clothes. The Hulk. What the hell is it? I'm drawing a blank right now.
Mark
Ruffalo.
No.
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo going and striking in his poor clothes that probably cost more than my expensive clothes. And they're sitting there like, and the guy from Adam Ruins Everything literally tweeting and putting a donation link because they want little people like us to donate to the strike. Like, no, how about all of you guys that have millions of dollars donate to the strike? Fran Drescher, the president of SAG, her net worth $30 million, and she's like, they took her jabs, and she's all like, and it's like, Fran, stop it. If you care, how about you guys take pay cuts? What's up, Jared? You know, like somebody said Jared. That on Toxic Femme. We were talking about this. The Rock makes $50 million a movie. He can't cut that down and like even like, oh, God forbid he even made like 30 million. Gosh, that's such a low amount. And the rest goes to the lower crew. Because God knows that a lot of these productions aren't getting that much. Like the money isn't going into the production for a lot of these movies.
Right.
Look at Keanu Reeves. Like he donated all of his earnings from the first Matrix movies to charity. And he donates. I don't know if this is, I could be wrong on this. I don't think it's every movie, but I know he has donated a lot of his salary to like special effects people and all that. It's like, be more like Keanu. That's it. I'm done. But really, like they care so much. They're picketing. If you care, then how about you? You know, it's because the CEOs making more money than me. Boo hoo. The CEOs are probably making too much money, of course. But the CEOs are the bosses, so they should be making more than their employees. That's just how it works. Are they overpaid? Absolutely. But there's people so much lower than these stars, and these stars are crying. And it's like Mark Ruffalo. That image will always be in my head. His poor clothes. Like that's probably freaking Armani. That shirt and stuff. Like, dude, don't. And it didn't look good, anyways. Like, it didn't even match. You look dumb. You looked dumb, okay? Yeah, exactly. And I know, so Tom Cruise is kind of on both sides with it, and I know it's self-interest, but at the same time, I agree with what he's doing. I talked about this on Wicked's Role yesterday with Mike. He wants like certain things cut out, like the AI and stuff, because I understand why actors don't want their likeness used to AI, because they could just be replaced with it if they sign some contract and then they're out and they're in, but they're not actually there getting paid, right? So I get that. But he was advocating for actors to still be able to promote their movies for the sake of the theaters, because these theaters are going to go down if movies aren't coming out, like, because they still got to pay, like, the mortgage, not mortgage, but you know what I mean. They still got to pay to run the theater. And if people aren't coming to see the movies, they're not getting in revenue, and that's bad for. And some theaters are smaller theaters. It's not always Regal and AMC. A lot of towns have these little theaters that have these movies. So I stood by that with Tom Cruise. Like, people were like, "Oh, he's playing both sides." Like, yeah, it's self-interest, but he's not wrong.
Right. I
It's
mean,
self-interest that also is good for other people.
Yeah, and like self-interest does not always have to be like bad for another person. Like people, like multiple people can benefit. It's not like if something's just good for me, like it can't benefit somebody else. And so like
Yeah, exactly. Like, of course, he's not like, being like, it's more so for himself, but whatever. So, what is this? Where was I? The long wait makes sense since the filming for House of Dragons season 2 began on April 11th. If Martin's estimate proves correct, there will be approximately 102 more days of filming, so production could wrap up roughly in November. Considering the amount of special effects work that will need to go into House of Dragons season 2, it is likely that the season will be released in the summer or fall of 2024. Currently, HBO is aiming for House of Dragons season 2 to premiere in the summer of 2024, so it's progressing right on schedule. The long wait makes some sense since the VFX load will be tremendous for the upcoming season. After the cliffhanger ending of House of Dragon season 1, Dear Diary, what is it? Left Rhaenyra? Wasn't that how it's pronounced?
I think that's what we said.
I'm sorry. I have to hear it like on the show, and then I'll remember it. I'll watch it soon. Before season 2. All right, guys. Ready to wage war, the show is set to amplify the tensions to outright battle. Lucerys Valeron is dead. Damien is searching for more dragons, and Westeros is about to be dragged into a bloody civil war. Dragons will be fighting dragons, leaving an enormous amount of development still to be done. HBO has greenlit House of Dragons season 2 after the record-breaking response to the premiere proved that Game of Thrones is still a viable franchise after its disappointing ending. Yeah. As a result,
because the author didn't finish the books that the series was based off.
Rhaenyra, that's it. See, D-Day knows how to do the pronunciations for me. Thank you. Rhaenyra. So HBO only greenlit Mando's slow thumbs up. She's so sassy. HBO only greenlit House of Dragons season 2 after the record-breaking response to the premiere proved Game of Thrones is still a viable franchise after its disappointing ending. As a result, filming was pushed back by months as House of Dragons still needed to complete pre-production even as season 1 was airing. Now that the show has proven that it can hold its own, season 3 may be produced more quickly. With half of the House of Dragons season 2 already filmed, more updates are sure to come as production churns on. All right, I got it, guys. I think I got it. Once I see it, like once I watch the show, I'll know. Like I know how to pronounce Daenerys and all those. If I would have seen that name without knowing the show, I would have been like, huh? Daenerys, what?
There are lots of hard names to pronounce in different series and things and stuff and such. It's yeah. I don't think I'm gonna watch any of the Game of Thrones because I feel the same way like that I do about the books. Like if you like, how are you supposed to finish something that's not finished?
I know.
And granted, this is a prequel story, so like we kind of know the ending already, which has never deterred me anyway from watching something. Like even if I know the ending, it usually doesn't deter me. But also, it's just like, why can't you just finish it instead of posting on your not blog?
Your not blog, Dear Diary. Great.
I don't see this ending anytime soon.
So, Roto, I understand where you're coming from with that, but I also think that it will end soon because they need these actors. Big movies, solely, even if it's just for a single few actors like Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, because Deadpool 3 is so highly anticipated. And the more they have to put these productions on pause, the more money they're going to lose. So it's like they're going to have to band together and figure out, okay, how are we going to meet these? Like, how are we going to make a negotiation here? Because we're just going to keep bleeding out money and we're not making any money because these movies aren't coming out. I mean, that's just me thinking, logically, but that's just one example. And then Dune also, that's Mike said that was his biggest upset, that if Dune 2, I didn't see the first Dune yet, so I don't know. But the movie that I'm most upset about that was confirmed, I don't think Dune was confirmed to be halted yet. I'm not sure though. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. But Deadpool 3 is confirmed to have halted production. It's like, like we got the teaser from those pictures, and I was so ready for it because Ryan always delivers with Deadpool, and we need a good superhero movie, and we can rely on him. I know we can rely on it being good. So I do understand where you're coming from, Roto, but I think that their pockets are going to be hurting, and they're going to have to make a deal. Not because of the little people, but because of the bigger names that they need to get back into production. That's just what do you think, Mando? That's just what I am looking at it as. Like, it could be a few months, but I don't think it's going to be like a year or anything because they will be broke.
Right. I think Jared's got a point that they've got a pretty big back catalog. They could release some old stuff.
That's a good point.
I think the main people, unfortunately, who's going to be hurt by the strikes are the people that need the strikes the most, because these big companies, the big actors, the big writers, they can sit this out for a while. They can bleed money for a little bit, but the person who's working on like a production, like in the background or an extra, like how are they going to pay for their rent? How are they going to pay for food? So it's one of those things. Like I think it's very valid. I think that this strike is valid and it needs to happen. I just think that unfortunately it's also hurting the people who need it the most.
Yeah, that's where I've always stood by. The strike is needed for the littler people. Like, well, that's why I liked whether George meant it or not. His quote there was correct. That is for the smaller writers, the smaller actors that have 2 lines. It's not for The Rock and Mark Ruffalo and those guys. It's not for them.
Yeah.
And Ian's right. Extras are seldom professionals. They're usually like waiters, waitresses, and stuff too. And it's just like just them trying to get their foot in the door.
They have aspirations to get bigger. Like, I've been an extra on a movie set. Like, it's fine. Like, you just sit there.
Man, I was not aware I was in the presence of a celebrity.
No, like, I'm not. I mean, granted, you see my shoulder in the scene of the movie, but. It's a movie nobody probably ever saw unless you're a Christian. It was like a little Christian movie, but it had a couple. Like, if you've heard of this Christian singer Jamie Grace, she was in the movie, and she's actually a really a sweetheart. Yeah, it's hard to have sympathy for people who call us Istanphobes for the last few years.
Exactly. Like this, maybe not the smaller people, but the bigger ones is like, oh no, you're sitting in your $1 million mansion and you're only bringing in like $1 million a month. I feel so bad for you.
Yeah, while the other person who maybe was like a backup writer, and I'm just throwing a random thing out there, is like, a waitress or a waiter and is trying to are struggling and they aren't going to get this paycheck that they might have needed for something else. So
yeah. Really, Tara? Tom Cruise didn't bring people in? I thought that Mission Impossible 4 did well. I know Indiana Jones didn't do well, but that's not. Harrison couldn't save that. It was ruined and people knew it. Like, that was. And Michael Keaton, if they would have done like a Batman Beyond, it would have done well. No matter who was writing it, it would have done very well. But people could not look like me. I can separate the actor from their craziness, but I could not separate the Ezra Miller stuff. I'll eventually watch it. So I had a couple people send me the Jack Sparrow version of it, and I still haven't watched it because his face annoys me. There's 2 of them in the movie. God.
What's up, Charlie?
What's up? Really, Trey? Well, that's unfortunate. Well, and there we go. Like Tara's even saying now, if the big names aren't bringing people in, yikes. People showed up in droves for Barbie and Oppenheimer, though. So.
Well, I think people are finally just fed up with crap.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to go see like little no-name movies because it's got actual plot and actual writing and it's actually good, versus another Indiana Jones movie that with a decrepit old Harrison Ford who can barely know where he is half the time.
I'm going to tell you guys right now, if he would have had his old crew, like from the first movies, his buddies, Short Round would have been in it. Recast his son, okay? Just recast his son. Hollywood, you do it all the time. recast his son. The adventure is them three, not Kathleen Kennedy projecting her brunette white woman crap on people like she likes to do with the Phoebe what's her face. That's it, just right there. That would have pulled people in. Oh, get a good actor to come in. Then Shia LaBeouf is not a bad actor. He's just crazy. So I, and I know that movie didn't go over well. So recast his son, and then Indy, his son, and Short Round go on an adventure. They have to find something, whatever. I don't know, anything. It would have done well. And also, hot chicks help. Like Trey said, throw a hot chick in there, like the olden. Yeah, throw a hot chick.
Yeah,
works.
I mean,
just like us chicks like to see a hot guy. Guys like to see hot chicks. It's just how it works. Case in point, Barbie. A lot of people went. A lot of us women went because we wanted to see Ryan Gosling, even though he's got that ridiculous bleach blonde hair. He's still Ryan Gosling. And see, D-Day's like, I'll watch him. Exactly. There you go.
Yep. I mean, there's so many actors they could have like replaced Indy's son with, like,
yeah,
Chris Pratt. Like Chris Pratt would have been one.
Oh,
like,
Chris Pratt would have brought the audience, but he's a Christian. Disney doesn't like him. You know what's funny? Do you remember back in the day when Disney would have like the teenagers that were like on the Disney show have purity rings and stuff and be devoted to God and stuff? What happened? The frig happened?
I think that they were lying about that anyway, but
yeah, but still, now they're like they kind of are vocally against. Was it Bob Iger? Didn't he say something did he say something about like white trash Christians? Was it him? They said something about somebody on Disney said that. Like, shut up.
One of the Bobs said something.
Yep, Ian, good point. And that's why Amy Schumer also wasn't Barbie. Do you think that people would have showed up in droves for Barbie if Amy Schumer was Barbie? No. Margot Robbie did a good job as Barbie, portraying Barbie. Just like Ryan Gosling did a good job portraying Ken, but he's just a good actor. And he's cute.
Mm-hmm. I mean, even Ryan Gosling as Indy's son. Like, there's so many opportunities and options.
Even, I know this is the chat might throw a brick at me for this, but even like Tom Holland, he would have brought the people in because people.
I was thinking that too. Like, he would have probably been a really young for his son, but still, like.
Oh yeah, that's true because his son was young like that in the last movie. That's true. But still, it's just. But no, they had to make it more female, and that's the problem. There's nothing wrong with a female-led movie like Barbie and stuff. Like, if there's going to be a movie that's female-led, it should be Barbie. But when you take old IPs like Indiana Jones, Star Wars, and you just flip the script instead of being creative and making something new, that's why people are mad. Like I said earlier, Legally Blonde, if that came out now, people will call it woke garbage. But 10 years ago, everyone liked it. If Barbie would have came out 10 years ago, it would have been picked apart like it is right now. But it's just the times. I don't blame people. It's the times. It's all the stuff that does this messaging and this preachingness that gets shoved down the throat. I do think people are taking it a bit far, but it's also partially, it's a lot of it is Hollywood's fault for what they do. So when someone tries to come out and do some weird satire, we're like, are you being for real or not? Because we get so much garbage.
Right.
Yes, Jared Short Round should have been handed the whip. He just got a freaking Oscar, for goodness sakes.
There's so many other opportunities they could have had with Indiana Jones that would have done just fine. Like, how about we get a redemption for Indy's son or something, because like apparently like everyone hated Shia LaBeouf so much. Like, let's not basically redo that movie, but let's do something else where it's like, oh, Indy's son has a chance to redeem himself. I think Chris Pratt would have been the perfect person to hand the whip off to. Like,
Disney doesn't like money though for some reason. Who knows? Who would have thought? So maybe the strike will go on forever. Not that it's just Disney, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, do the Atlas story. Yep. Chris Pratt could have brought the female audience with a food. It's so dumb. Like they just are shoving gobs of money into a furnace.
Yeah. Oh, what do you mean? KK's not creative. What?
What's up, Dempsey? How you doing?
Hello.
hated Shia, but still felt bad how his character ended up in the recent
Yeah,
movie.
I don't know why they didn't just recast him. People wouldn't have been mad about it. If they would have had a better actor like Chris Pratt, they would have been like, yes, some justice for Indy's son. And then, but I agree with that short round should have been handed the whip because he was there from the beginning. Indy's son was not. But they didn't even have him in the movie.
Some
I said that
continuity and consistency would be great in indie movies. That'd be great.
Same with Star Wars. Like, gosh.
Speaking of Star Wars, do we want to talk about the Star Wars news?
Yes, let's go. Let's get to it.
Let's talk about John Boyega. Oh my.
Ray. Sorry.
Ray.
Ray, no. Don't kiss him, kiss
Ray.
me.
I still think he should have been the love interest, but that's just
he should have. Listen, they had an actual cool storyline there. Ex-stormtrooper becomes Jedi. Like, come on, it writes itself.
Like, I really like that first movie. Like, it wasn't my favorite, but I didn't think it was super trash because I was like, oh my freaking gosh, a stormtrooper is a Jedi?
Yeah, it wasn't like groundbreaking, but when you compare that to what they did, it's much better. And even Rogue One, I actually enjoyed Rogue One. And people say, like, don't lie. You got hyped. Your heart went a little faster during that scene when the lightsaber goes in Rogue One. You're like, ooh. But we didn't know. We didn't know what Disney was going to do to us. So we still had hopeful eyes. I'm even not gonna lie. The Mando, when Luke showed up in the Mando show, I was like, when I saw the X-wing, I was like, really? And then that was the last time I ever will have any type of excitement over anything Star Wars. Just done now.
I mean, I just play Star Wars: The Old Republic or Knights of the Old Republic. I just have Star Wars stuff. Movies. Yeah, just watch the old movies, read the old books. Like, you don't need the new Star Wars crap. You don't. You really don't. I mean,
Tara's right. Sorry, Tara's probably actually right. I know he might be partially joking, but he's right. I agree. I think that's probably true.
Yeah, because like I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, it was terrible." No, like I saw The Force Awakens and I was like, "It's not my favorite. I hate that Han died," but I liked it. Like it wasn't really much. Like besides the stormtrooper, becoming a Jedi, like it was a lot of the repeat of the first movie. Fine. Okay, I get it, but I liked it. It was all right. And then I had a bad feeling coming out of the movie. I was like, something's not right. Finn, the best hospital patient ever.
He is. Give this man an Oscar.
It was worse, Finn, with his Rey or Jon Snow with "She's my queen." I didn't watch Game of Thrones, so John Boyega open to Star Wars Return. China, listen, key. Yeah, I thought Finn was gonna be the lead. I did too. I thought that like cool Rey, like Rey's this mysterious character. I thought that
exactly, Mark. That's why I agree with what Tara said. The Force is female. I almost said Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian. She probably would do a freaking better at the job at this point. Jeez, but like Kathleen Kennedy. Yeah, with the X-wing, the black glove, the green lightsaber. Trey, I wish I wouldn't have got excited, but I did. And I remember my mom walking in the living room. She was over at that point, and she comes and she's talking to me, and I'm like, "Shh, it's Luke." Shh. She's like, she got mad at me. I was like, "Stop it! You're walking in at the wrong time to tell me a story, Mom."
Yep, I agree. Finn's like, I think John Boyega was just.
He's not a bad actor. He's not a bad actor. They just threw him as like background decoration. Rey.
Yeah, Rey should have been the Han Solo. Freaking heck, bro! Like with force powers. I think that would have been amazing.
Yeah.
Actor John Boyega.
He's
gonna get railroaded again.
Oh God! Oh yeah, here you go. Read, and let me know again, because if you need me to take over anything, I gotcha.
Actor John Boyega, who played Finn in the Disney Star Wars sequel trilogy, recently changed his tune on whether he would return to Star Wars franchise, recently declaring he's open to all opportunities. Basically means he hasn't had a lot of work and he could use some money. In November 2019, Boyega responded to a Twitter user who posted? Is that supposed to be posted?
Where are you? Wait, in November responded to a Twitter. Yeah, who poisted? He poisted. He poisted. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, guys. When we say, like, sometimes you see things wrong, and sometimes, like, wait, is that what we're like, what?
John Boyega is the most useless character in the current Star Wars franchise, but you don't hear him say anything about how bad that the writing is. Lord have freaking mercy. It's hard to read already. Boyega responded, I have those discussions on set. John Boyega, the most useless character. I have those discussions on set. Well, yeah. Back in 2020, Boyega spoke with GQ about his experience in the Star Wars trilogy, where he lampooned Lucasfilm, saying they sought to bring out a black character, market them to be much more important in the franchise than they are, then have them pushed to the side. It's not good. I'll say it straight up, he added. Well, yeah, like we all could see it. What's up, Mecca? Pause.
I don't know if they're teasing you right now because as there's a posited. It might be. Hold on, give me a second.
Plus, seeing Boyega's personal side character villain be a big white lady chasing him down to beat his hand.
Okay, nope, they're not making fun of you. It means to assume or put forward as prior consideration for a basis of argument. Okay, so it was a real word. Sometimes these people, guys, they write even articles that are supposed to be professional.
I thought
they
mess
up the words.
So that is an actual word.
It's an actual word. Okay. Yeah. It was like too smart for our little brains to comprehend, but we're just women, okay? I'm sorry.
Well, whenever it talks about Twitter, I expect it to say posted, like Twitter.
Yeah,
posted.
No, you're right. That's why I had to look into it because at first I'm like, but I'm like, wait, it's not America, so I think Mark and Azure were actually trying to help. When it's America's, it's questionable, but it's not. So,
yes, I agree. That was a missed opportunity. It means suggested. Okay. Yep. So yeah, he emotional damage. Yeah. I think that what he's saying now is, hey, I haven't gotten any work. Hello, I need work. Yes, please.
I as actor, I do good. Help.
I as actor, I can act. Yes, please. He continued, like, you guys knew what to do with Daisy Ridley. You knew what to do with Adam Driver. You knew what to do with these other people. But when it came to Kelly Marie Tran, when it came to John Boyega, you knew F all. Ooh, yeah.
Justice for Rose Tico.
Rose Tico deserves justice. So what do you want me to say? What they want you to say is, I enjoyed being part of it. It was a great experience. Nah. I'll take that deal when it's a great experience, he said. They gave all the nuance to Adam Driver, all the nuance to Daisy Ridley. Let's be honest, Daisy knows this, Adam knows this, everybody knows. I'm not exposing anything. Bruh. In 2021, Cinema Blend reported that Boyega did a Q&A promoting his TV miniseries Small Axe, where he described working on Star Wars as a luxury jail. Ooh. He said, being in a big franchise, it's kind of like a luxury jail, sometimes for an actor when you want to do something else. The actor elaborated, because remember, in a franchise, you're working on one character for many years, which can starve your other muscles. Sure. I mean, but you also have muscles to work out versus not having anything to do. Anyway, now speaking with Tech Radar, Boyega acknowledged his past comments, saying that those comments was a few years ago, so they were the subject of that particular project. However, he noted he's now open to returning to Star Wars, but I'm open to all characters and scripts that are enjoyable, have a great cast attached, and a terrific director. So yeah, I'm open to all opportunities. Tell me why.
I need a job, please.
Yup.
Please hire me.
Will the Star Destroyer have a human janitor? I don't know. Quick, somebody call Trunk 3PO Roastikers and change her. Bro, like, yeah, he's like, hello, I'm still here. I'd like a job, please. Yes, hello. I'd like to pay my mortgage. If
I see 25 people watching, only 19 likes.
We got 25 people up in this piece.
Me yelling at the stream and Mando going, yay! No, but really, thank you for being here, guys. We'll work for food. Where's the Legion? They need to.
We'll work for food. Bro, I feel like that's exactly what it is, though. He's like, hey, I need food. I need housing. I hated that job, but you know what? It was a job. Low-level military infamous for having to clean in janitorial style like scrub. Oh, interesting. Oh, and I thought Boyega was done dirty by Disney. He just did himself even worse. Yep. Who knows? Boyega's comments come in the wake of Lucasfilm announcing the return of Daisy Ridley for a film set around 15 years after The Rise of Skywalker. Basically, it's going to be the story that Luke was supposed to have, but didn't have, and they're handing it off to her. A press from Lucasfilm announced KK with an extra K, then revealed that Star Wars will head into the future with a new feature set 15 years after the last events of the Skywalker saga. Whatever that name is, will tell the story of rebuilding the new Jedi Order. The new Jedi Order. Not the new Jedi Order. It's the new Jedi Order.
The new.
Mm-hmm.
And you.
Mm-hmm. And the powers that rise to tear it down. Hopefully she'll do a better job than Luke. But hey, she's a woman, so of course she will. The director then delighted fans by welcoming Daisy Ridley to the stage, confirming she will be reprising her beloved role as Rey. Her beloved role. She was beloved. Okay.
Well, she was beloved by Kathleen Kennedy, and that's all that counts. I'm sure Jennifer Lawrence loved her too.
Probably.
The only women that matter.
Right. It's quite possible Boyega is now angling to try and get a role in that film.
Like, you need somebody to stand in the background and reach for Rey. I got it.
You need somebody to yell, Rey! Rey! I got you, woo.
He's practicing right now.
Oh my god, I think that he's just like, I need work.
That poor man, though. For real, though, he got done dirty. But I'm
beloved is
just
strong.
That's just
right, Gigawatt and hi, Gigawatt. Yeah, beloved is a strong word.
They pulled the hamstring with that stretch.
Mm-hmm. There's only a placeholder for the real new one. Yeah, the new one. Daisy is another one that can't get another gig, right? Because the movie was trash, or the trilogy was trash. I've got forever money in a house, gives me enough breathing room to study lots of useful. The GNU.
Poor Mando.
You know, on all these Star Wars movies, on Star Destroyers, and on Rebel capital ships, I have not seen anyone, or I've not seen even one Roomba. What's up with that? You know, I agree. What's wrong with that?
What's up,
Chica? Sounds like he's dying to chase after a white woman again. Oh my. Probably.
Whenever we do that, that's what we're imitating John Boyega. You gotta be quicker.
Ray!
You do it quicker. She swatted Ray. Ray!
I'm going after you, Ray. Whoopsie daisy.
He's now a cat. Ray. Dunk.
I think that would have been better, though. I especially love the anti-gravity quicksand part where they all died, but didn't die because of the anti-gravity sand cave they fell into. Man, oh my gosh. I think that this is... It's gonna be trash. We know it's gonna be trash, and it's gonna be hilarious because I don't care anymore. They fly now. They fly out. Hey, I'm probably gonna watch Ahsoka because I have no soul left when it comes to Disney Star Wars.
You gotta review it.
Laugh. And
I appreciate
like
that you watch it because a lot of people these days, unfortunately, especially on the internet, instead of watching something themselves, they hear 3 people that they watch or that they like, or 3 of their friends say something about a film, and then they are pushing that. They're pushing it themselves. And it's like, why don't you watch it yourself and get your own opinion, or just like don't talk on it if you're not interested.
See, I don't want eye cancer, Cappy. I'm not gonna watch Velma.
Oh. God, they had the trailer when I went to see the when I was in the movies the other day for the Ninja Turtles, and I was like, oh God. I just don't like the animation and why do they have to make April so dumpy? It's not even about the skin color, it's the dumpiness. Like, why? Can't stand Seth Rogen. Donkey Kong movies is in the talk for being made, and I like that because I love Donkey Kong, but I do not want to listen to Seth Rogen for an hour and a half. I don't. Patrick Warburton should have been Donkey Kong, or John Goodman.
April looks like a black beach ball. You're not wrong, Trey. You're not wrong.
Where's the lie?
All right, do we want to talk about Nintendo rumored to be developing the thingy-mabobber?
Yeah, pull that up. I just sorry, spoiler alert on our next article. Part of it, anyways.
Nah, you're good. You're good. Good segue.
Yeah. Speaking of,
do you want to read this one?
Sure. Okay, so Nintendo rumored to be developing Luigi and Zelda movies with Illumination. I love the Super Mario movie, so I'm for this if they keep with the same, just entertainment. Another thing the Barbie movie could have done, Lego movie and what the Super Mario Bros. Movie did. If they would have stuck to that formula, it would have been nice. Even the boys probably would have enjoyed it if they would have just made it silly like that. But whatever. Nintendo is rumored to be working on. Sorry, losing my voice. Nintendo is rumored to be working on a pair of new animated movies with Illumination tied to the Legend of Zelda and Luigi. Excited for Luigi because you know it's going to be Luigi's Mansion. Following the massive success of the Super Mario Bros. Movie at the box office this year, it has been essentially guaranteed that Nintendo would look to make a bigger play in the movie space now that renewed focus. The rumor in question happens to come from Zippo, who had set some accurate scoops in the past relation to Nintendo. Revealed in the latest blog, it was said that Nintendo happens to be working on 4 projects in total. One of these is a sequel to the Super Mario Bros. Movie, while the other is a Donkey Kong project. I want to be excited for it, but I can't because I just can't fricking stand Seth Rogen's voice, and I can't stand him. Just can't stand him, and his voice is a problem. If I couldn't stand him and his voice didn't annoy me, I'd be okay. But his voice is a problem. One of these is a sequel. Oh, sorry. Okay, the latter 2 animated films are then set to center around the Legend of Zelda, with the other being a spin-off from the Mario Bros. Movie that focuses on Luigi. When it comes to this Luigi-centered movie, details are currently quite sparse on what it may revolve around. In the video game space, Luigi's most famous standalone title happens to be Luigi's Mansion, which is a title that centers around light horror elements. Luigi's own voice actor Charlie Day has previously expressed interest in developing an animated movie tied to Luigi's Mansion. As such, this seems to be the most likely option for what an independent Luigi movie would be tied to. As for the potential Zelda movie, this rumor in question states that the film is an amalgamation of very different Zelda games, rather than looking to directly adapt entries in the series, such as Ocarina of Time or Wind Waker. Additionally, it's said that the main character of the movie, Link, would indeed speak, which isn't normally seen in the video game series. Currently, Illumination itself has already shot down these rumors tied to the Zelda movie, but if the animation studio and Nintendo ever look to expand beyond the world of Super Mario Bros., it seems that Zelda would be the first in line to receive its own adaptation to the big screen. For the time being, it's worth stressing that you take this rumor with a pretty big grain of salt. Even though Nintendo is surely going to continue to make new movies in the years to come, likely in partnership with Illumination, there's no way to know right now that what these projects might be. Not to mention the WGA Writers Guild of America happens to be on strike at the moment, which means that the development of any of these potential films is likely on hold if they do happen to exist. So something else that I noticed in the Super Mario Bros. Movie, there's a lot of little Easter eggs. Like you see Icarus, Little Mac, like they have all these little like Nintendo characters in the background and stuff. They even have the original Donkey Kong game for a second, the arcade one. There's no Zelda, no Link, no nothing to do with that. So I feel like they did that because they at least are keeping it open to do that. Like they don't want that because they want to have another set of movies come out that's Zelda and Link. So
what's up, Mark of Reality? Welcome in. I saw your message about Invincible. I will look a little bit more into it, but I don't think that we have enough information to really kind of discuss it here on Unplugged at the moment. But it is something to think about because
I just watched that. And the first season of Invincible I watched, well, that came out like a year and a half ago, I think. It was really good with Omni-Man. He is the main like big like I don't want to ruin anything. Anyone that didn't see it. I think Invincible is a great show. When I first watched it, I didn't expect it to go where it went. And then the Adam Eve, I just watched that like right before the stream actually, and it was good. If you're into Invincible and you want to watch this little, it's just like a longer episode, but it's only a one episode thing explaining Adam Eve's origin. Yeah, it just dropped yesterday, I think, or the day before. Watch it; it was good. I literally just watched it. It was good.
I've seen clips and pieces of Invincible, and it looks interesting. So I think I will. I'll give it a watch. I haven't I don't know anything other than like some of the clips that I've seen, and I know kind of the premise of it.
So Jared Thorne, there's I actually just watched I don't know if there was a little mini trailer. So Omni-Man is going to be in the new Mortal Kombat game. So is Homelander from The Boys. John Cena. What the heck is John Cena's character in DC?
Peacemaker?
Yeah, Peacemaker's in it. There's a few other ones. I just seen the trailer. I don't know if Mando, we don't have to share it, but yeah, I actually just seen a clip today on that, and it just showed a quick little. They're going to be DLC characters. There was one or two other characters too. I can't remember who they were, but the people that they're most hyped for is Omni-Man and Homelander.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
So that might be what you saw, Jared. But maybe they are developing a game. That would be interesting. Like maybe they're doing their own Invincible game.
That would be cool.
That would be interesting because I've never seen Amazon. Like I don't know who they would be in works with because it's an Amazon show. So, but yeah, that would be pretty interesting to see. I'll have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I'll have to give Invincible a watch. Amber, who is Ray's personal swap, sucks. Invincible, but the show is relatively good. Oh, okay. Yeah, I will. I'll give it a watch because I've heard some good things about it. I'm doing so many other things. I'm just like so many books to read, so many things to watch. I will get back to. I'm sorry for missing Literary Souls yesterday, guys. I wasn't.
Don't say sorry. You weren't feeling good. Don't say sorry. Everyone, tell her that she can have a sick day.
But I had a sick week. I know. I'm never sick, y'all.
No, now you're working hard. You're busy. You get burnt out. I got burnt out. I missed my one podcast one Saturday. I didn't even give anybody a heads up, but I was just so burnt out I couldn't do it.
Very violent. I mean, I can handle violent. Oh, thank you, guys. I appreciate you. You guys are amazing. Apologize.
Ian's like, after that, apologize.
Apologize. Do we want to watch the Wonka trailer, or do we want to save that for a little bit more?
You can throw it up. Go ahead. Just you might end up having to clip it out, but it'll be up on Rumble because we're also live on Rumble right now, right?
Yes, we are live on Rumble right now. I'm gathering the Wheel of Time books. I think I've almost got the complete series. But if anyone wants to, I will let people on my Discord know which books of the Wheel of Time that I do have, and if anyone wants to give them to me, please do. I will appreciate them. Mwah!
Yeah, we got 5 over there.
Yeah, thank you guys over on the Rumble side.
Just a quick side note here: when you upload this on Rumble, you should hit podcast instead of entertainment, because the podcast section it's very popular over on Rumble.
Just so can I go back and like retroactively change them, or is it?
Well, when I always hit it like I don't know if you have it set to just upload like that when you do a live, but I change mine every time. I always just do podcasts, but
Okay. I just did the just chatting because that's what I'd loan you my copies, but I don't loan out my hardcovers. Of course, yeah, I'm more of a paperback anyway. Your immunity is important. Oh, thank you. Wheel of Time.
Yeah,
Every book is about 5 chapters.
I actually liked the Wonka trailer. I think it might be okay.
I actually read the books, the Willy Wonka books that they are based off of. They're really creepy. There we go. No.
I spent the past.
Stop it. I was not prepared like I should have been. But yeah, the Wonka books are they're kind of, they give me Tim Burton vibes.
I like
a lot of Tim Burton. It's a little bit dark, but it's kind of
his Wonka movie didn't go over very well though. Weirdly,
yeah, it was one of those
Johnny in it.
I think if he would have been a little bit closer to the actual source material, it would have gone over a little bit better. You're indifferent? Okay. All right. Let me know. Did I share the audio? I probably did. We'll find out. All right. Let me know if you can hear it.
I've spent the past 7 years traveling the world perfecting my craft. You see, I'm something of a magician, inventor, and chocolate maker. So quiet up.
Yeah, I can just from that we're gonna pause it every like 10 seconds or something so I don't get copyrighted too much. Let's see. I was dumb enough to read Wheel of Time as they released. Took so long I had to read them all again before the next book came out.
Oh no.
Oof. Okay. All right.
And listen down. Nope. Scratch that. Reverse it.
Mr. Wonka, I can see you're a man of great ingenuity.
What are you doing?
I'm making chocolate.
Well, so here's the other funny thing, y'all. I actually did work in a chocolate factory for a little while during college to pay for food and stuff.
That's cool. That's a cool job to have.
It was, and I got to learn a lot about chocolate. It's actually a really amazing craft. And I developed a love of just chocolate for other reasons other than it tastes really good. I'm actually excited for this movie. I hope it's good. I hope it's good. We shall see.
Of course. How do you like it? Dark, white, nutty, absolutely insane.
Many people have come here.
Absolutely insane,
They've
please.
all been crushed.
Wheel of Time, spinning 2 whole pages. I see. Let's see. Is this where Wonka learns to pack fudge? Mando and Oompa Loompa confirmed. I did gain a lot of weight when I worked for the chocolate factory.
Because the director said something about that on this, that he doesn't understand how Timothy Chalamet didn't gain any weight and he still stayed so tiny. Because, I mean, you can have like some self-control, but I guess there was just, I mean, it doesn't not make sense. There's a lot of chocolate on set. So the director gained weight.
By the chocolate cartel. You can't get a shop without selling chocolate, and you can't sell chocolate without a shop.
Well, he just proved all of them wrong. With this prequel, we know something horrifying happens to make him a dick later on. He wasn't necessarily a dick. In my opinion, he was just very particular. Is this the one where they use CGI to make Hugh Grant and Oompa Loompa? Probably.
No.
Yeah, it is.
What are we gonna do, Willie?
Huh.
A double, huh?
A double, huh? Oh, Mando said the D word. Mama! Yes.
On paper?
Uh-huh.
I got an idea.
That reminds me of Little Rascals. Uh-huh. We shall play that clip after this.
I know things haven't been easy for you. They're gonna get better.
You promise?
I pinky promise.
Oh,
That's
they
the most
produced
solemn
Harry.
vow there
Okay.
is.
Where do we start?
Producers of Harry Potter. It kind of
Okay.
makes me,
It gives the vibe a little bit. Definitely gives off like the lighting and stuff is giving Harry Potter vibes.
And I mean, this is around the same time period of, I would say, when Harry Potter was kind of a thing. So, like, as far as like in world.
Chocolate chip is simple. Where is this? It's just weird. What's happening? Oh, what's a chocolate that makes you fly?
Let's find out, shall we?
Who's for a
job?
I still think the original. Nothing's gonna
Oh yeah, absolutely.
trump the original. But I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm excited for this because unfortunately, I don't get excited for much in cinema anymore. I am excited for Deadpool 3 though, just because, like I said, Ryan Reynolds proved. If you're a Deadpool fan, he's proved that he stays true to the character. But I do think I'm intrigued. I'll go see this in theaters. This seems like something I would like to see in theaters, and the surround sound. Got to get the chocolate. The theaters better have some Wonka chocolate to get.
Right.
I mean, they had pink popcorn for Barbie, and I was tempted to get it, but I was just because it was just caramel. I was like, that's cute, but I was like, nah, because I like my regular popcorn when I go to the movie, so I didn't get it. But there was like some little girls with the pink popcorn, so it sold.
Nothing to see here. Just a small group of people defying the laws of gravity.
Why do you sound like
coming out during Christmas?
This seems like a Christmas movie. A bit.
Yeah,
Not that
I
Christmas,
think
but like the vibe, like the Harry Potter movies that they don't have ABC Family anymore, but they played all the Harry Potter movies around here Christmas time on ABC Family back like a couple of years ago, whenever. I don't know. So this definitely is giving that vibes like Polar Express meets like
Harry Potter.
Yeah, so
Of the Gallery Gourmet. My name is Willy Wonka.
He's good. Too good. Pretty sure I've gained about 150 pounds in the last 2 weeks.
I mean, I wouldn't say you can gain that much in 2 weeks, but you can gain quite a bit of weight into
maybe the
working for a
Wonka chocolate though. Special chocolate.
You can change her life, Mr. Wonka. Change all their lives.
Run away!
Every good thing in this world started with a dream.
Yeah, Ian's got a point.
Hold on to yours.
Ian's got a point. Anthony Victoria's generally released. I'll go see it. It might be. I feel like I don't go into anything expecting much anymore.
Right.
But like Guardians 3, I went into it literally not expecting a damn thing, and I was pleasantly surprised. I gave it a 7 out of 10. Thought it was all right. It wasn't terrible. It was not bad at all. The first one's the best, but and I had played the Deadpool game. That was my introduction to Deadpool. I think I played that game through twice. I have it for PS3. But yeah, that was my introduction to Deadpool because I didn't know a lot of the comic book characters growing up. I knew like Batman, Spider-Man, Superman, the main ones. Spider-Man's always been my favorite. But I seen the game, and I had a friend who was super into Deadpool. So I went. That's the only time I've gone out on Black Friday, and I got 2 copies. One for a friend, one for me. Because I'm like, it looks interesting. And it was half off. So I'm like, it was Christmas present, I
remember
and I loved it.
And we did Black Friday shopping, and they
so the GameStop.
What my family would do is, I don't know why they thought this was a good idea, but it would be me, my sister, my mom, and my uncle. And so the way that my mom and uncle would strategize is I would be a placeholder in a line for something that we wanted, and they would put my sister in a placeholder for a line. And I'm like, and then my mom would also so me and my sister would just use as placeholders, and we were I think I was like, this distinct memory was probably when I was like 8 or 9, and somehow my sister was 3 years younger than me. She's like 5 or 6. They would push people, they pushed me around. Jeez, they're deadly.
Yeah, so this looks all right. I don't think it's going to be spectacular, but it might be something that pleasantly surprised you. I think it'll be just a fun holiday movie to go see.
Here we go, Mama.
Mark my words, this is going to be the greatest chocolate shop the world has ever seen.
I guess my main question would be, what happened to the black chick?
Yeah, right, because she's not in. I hope maybe they explain it. I think this is great.
For an Oompa Loompa.
Number what now?
Allow me to refresh your memory.
Oh, I don't think I want to hear that.
Too late. I've started dancing now. Once we've started, we can't stop.
Mando is a Oompa Loompa. I can see her doing.
Once we've started dancing, we cannot stop. And tame placeholder. I don't think that this is going to be groundbreaking, but I think it's going to be fun. I'm going to have fun watching it. Like I think this is going to be one of those, like I said, I've read the books. It was not a prequel. I've never read a prequel to my understanding. If there is one out there, let me know. But I read like the book and then the sequel. There's like I think 2 or 3 sequels. And I mean, they were darker, sure. I think this is going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining. I don't think it's going to break banks or anything like that.
No, me neither.
Mando's parents were genius. No, it was my mom and my uncle, man. I bet it will be a trilogy. I hope not.
We'll see.
But I have high hopes for it. I like I said, I worked at a chocolate factory. I've read the books. So this is one of those IPs that I still have like a positive feeling about. So
yeah, it's about chocolate. I mean, they might be able to sneak
positive.
They might be able to sneak some kind of message in it, but hopefully they just stick to the silly Willy Wonka stuff,
I hope so. Like for real.
Yeah. So we'll see. We will review it after it comes out.
Yeah, I think my big thing will be about the continuity of like who's the little girl. Like Willy Wonka was never married. He didn't have any kids. Like who's the girl and where did she go?
Yeah, we'll see. What's the last topic we have? It's DC stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We got some DC stuff. So we're ending on. They were afraid of angering Peter Dinklage.
Probably. Yep. Last thing.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember.
Rumor.
Like, there's one more thing, right?
Yeah, rumor. Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David. I never am able to pronounce his name right. Ordered James Gunn to stack Superman Legacy with more DC characters to lure potential buyers. So they're planning on selling off DC.
Really?
At least that's my understanding.
Interesting.
So do you want to read this or do you want me to?
I gotcha. I'll do it. Mando's throat needs a rest. That wasn't supposed to be a bad joke, guys. She's sick. Calm down. Superman Legacy, we now know, is going to be another loaded DC epic and not just another Superman movie. However, it may come as no surprise that this was not always going to be the case. Allegedly, the writer and director, James Gunn, was originally out to craft a simpler story until he received orders from on high to throw more characters into the script. YouTuber Silly Abdul hears that Warner Brothers Discovery CEO and Gunn's boss, David Zaslav, is pushing for the extra heroes and accoutrements with an agenda in mind. James Gunn originally aimed for Superman Legacy to be simply a Superman story, and it still is, but the inclusion of this already full DC world backdrop seems to have been pushed by Zaslav, Abdul tweeted. Okay, this film is Zaslav's way of showcasing the DC world to a potential buyer, he continued. This last sentence will ring some bells for our readers who may recall a sale of DC was predicted years ago. Ethan Van Sciver, artist Ethan Van Sciver, he's in this article. A former employee was the first or one forerunner at least to prefer the idea that Warner Brothers might cut bait with the publisher. Interesting. To be fair, Van Sciver has been saying that since AT&T was the principal owner of Warner and all their assets, turning the ship around proved to be too insurmountable a task for the communications giant, so Warner Brothers merged with Discovery. This merger by itself didn't fix their problem and instead left Zaslav with a heap of debt to deal with. On conference calls, the CEO pledged the mission was to get the cash flowing at the company again. With releases such as The Flash bombing epically It's an uphill battle, not going in the studio's favor, but all the same, Zaslav found a way to prune the debt and benefit from tax loopholes. Batgirl is the starkest instance, though it's one of many. So, the feeling of some insiders is that Zaslav is wending through all of the chaos to prep his WBD entity for yet another merger. Even though he was adamant about the idea in September of last year, Zaslav declared, "We're not for sale. Absolutely not for sale." Disney was considered a buyer at one point. Oh, God, no, please. Which would put DC under the same roof as Marvel. But Abdul thinks the candidate is Comcast/NBC Universal. I'm not totally against that.
I would rather Universal than Disney own another single thing.
1,000 gajillion %. Either way, Zaslav wants to market the breadth of the IP strongly. In a follow-up video, Abdul added that Zaslav's orders apply to Superman Legacy and Brave and the Bold, which is a full-blown Bat Family movie. WBD is still adjusting its strategy, and the consulants are over a gun's shoulder. However, they might leave the dirty work to world building up to Universal after the supposed sale. We shall see how the situation develops.
Oh, that's it. I mean, if they do sell, Universal is the way to go.
I wouldn't mind Universal having it.
I mean, they're already doing better than Disney in a lot of things anyway. So, but yeah, I agree with Jared. Like, if they just left the creatives alone and let them do their thing, they'd be making money. Like, leave the big wigs out of it. Like, they don't know how to make money with IPs like
themselves.
this.
Just the big wigs, the top people, you fund it. You find somebody that's going to write a good script, that's going to handle all the business, and you keep your social justice, politics, whatever, out of it. Just let the creative minds do the creative stuff, and you just sit back and sip your drink and whatever the heck you big execs do.
Yeah, Rhoda, I agree. Like, Universal will destroy Disney if they own DC. Like, I will forever be a Marvel fan and love Spider-Man and all of the Marvel people, but straight up,
I mean, Universal still has some Spider-Man stuff. My favorite ride at Universal is the Spider-Man ride. They still own some parts of it.
Like, if they could, if they do
they
good
got Marvel
stuff,
too,
bro, like they can make money so fast. They have to hire actual creative people, right? I think
that's true too.
I think, and granted, Hollywood has been this way for years, and I think it's to their downfall. They hire their friends. They're like, "Hey, I know a guy, you should hire him." Doesn't matter if he's actually qualified. Doesn't matter if he's talented. Doesn't matter if he knows what the heck he's doing. I know a guy. It's like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, Charlie, exactly. Don't cater to the mob. Cater to the people that are actually giving you money, because you're catering to the people that are either pirating your movies or just not even going to see them. They just saw something and got mad about it.
Yeah. Yeah. If Universal owns DC, like, DC's gonna stomp out Marvel. Like, it's not even gonna be a competition. Even if they just do mediocre stuff, they have Batman and Superman, bro. Like, they have the top titans. Like, there's no way that Disney, with the people that they have in charge right now, would even have a snowball's chance in hell if Universal actually did what they could do with DC.
Yeah,
they know a woman, Mando. No guys allowed. Oh, I see. Yeah, Sony should buy the rest of Marvel while Disney is having a yard. Agreed. Like, if Sony having Marvel and then Universal having DC, bro, that would be so cool. And if they did everything right, like, because, like, I think Sony has done better with Marvel than Disney. And most Marvel fans, like, we've all been screaming, we want all of the Marvel cast under one roof, because so many of the storylines don't make sense without the whole Marvel, like, all of the Marvel heroes. And we were like, I was hopeful. I was like, hey, Disney gonna buy all of them. Disney's gonna have all of the heroes. It's gonna be great. They're gonna be working together. We're gonna get what we wanted. And just
imagine DC at the Universal Parks. Yeah. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I get it. Yes, they are, but I think they are doing better than Disney is right now. But yeah, that's me. So that's it. What what do you got going on this week?
I will be on Simpcast in 2 hours, a little under 2 hours at 9 p.m. Eastern. My first time on there. I'm glad Anna's going to be on there. She's the only one I actually really know. I've never really had a conversation with any of the other girls on there, but it's going to be fine. I like bigger panels. Actually, I know some people get a little nervous on them, but they're kind of better because like if you don't really know what to input, there's usually someone else talking, but you know what I mean? So I think it's going to be a fun time. They just did pop culture talk and all that. This week I'm supposed to have a ladies night stream for Wicked's World on Thursday, and Saturday will possibly will be solo, but I'm not really sure yet. So got 2 podcasts coming up this week on Wicked's World. I'll be on Kick playing some games. And yeah, so you guys can catch me over there. That's what I got going on. Oh, and Toxic Femme tomorrow on Midnight's Edge. It's going to be a Barbie review and Snow White thing, but we've got girls on the panel that didn't like it, and then girls that are like me in the middle that just aren't like super like, oh my god, no way, like that. We're just like, yeah, it was fine, but it wasn't great. So it's gonna be a debate tomorrow on Toxic Femme.
It's gonna be very nice. So for me this upcoming week, I'm hopefully gonna actually do some streaming. Later on today, my friend Nate Nev, I think, is having a birthday stream, and so I'm probably gonna be hopping on with her for a little bit and just I don't know what all she's gonna be doing. But Monday, hopefully I'll stream. It'll probably be some KOTOR. But in the future, Mondays might possibly be switching to a different thing. I still have to get some stuff ironed out for that. Wait, don't tell her. Don't tell what? Tell Anna that. Okay. So Monday probably stream, Tuesday probably stream, Wednesday I will be on this lady's channel if she's doing the member stuff. Thursday, yes. I will be on Roman of the Empire's channel again, talking about Secret Invasion and how it was the show that could have been great. It was so close. It was so close. And then Friday, I will be doing my Sea of Thieves, and Saturday shall be Literary Souls, where I, talk about books, literature, and literature adjacent things. Yeah, I think I'm on Twitter, I'm on social media, Discord, so yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out.
Thank you. Don't forget to like and sub, guys. If you're not subbed to this wonderful woman, we're trying to get her to 500 by the end of the summer. It would be nice.
That would be nice.
So get the word out. We need Mando monetize. Monetize. # monetize Mando.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I am on Facebook too, but I'm not active on Facebook and I need to update stuff. How did you find my you know what? Never mind. We're not gonna worry. Wait a second. Facebook. Nobody goes over there. All right, y'all.
I don't.
Have a good one. See you guys later. Bye.
Bye.